record here, get all the buttons clicked. All right, everybody who is now on the call, just like yesterday, cameras on, please. We caught somebody sleeping yesterday. I'm not going to name any names, but you might see him smirk on the video here. But we caught somebody sleeping yesterday. We literally got a picture of him sleeping. So I want your guys' cameras on so that we can know that you're here, that you're paying attention, that you're getting some value out of this. And guys, as always, we are going to be asking for some participation. There's a lot of room left in the waiting room in the live stream here. So I've actually already posted the link to join this live on Facebook. If you guys are on Facebook, even if you haven't registered, we want you to be here. We want you to get as much out of this as you possibly can. And obviously, I want you engaging on Facebook. If you're only watching it on Facebook, if you're watching it on the replay, let us know that you're watching it on the replay so that we know that you're here. And with that all being said, we are going to kick this off. So if you guys in the Zoom room are ready, you know the drill. One's in the chats, let us know you're here. Let us know you're awake. You guys are ready to go for day 2, which is all about sales frameworks and how you guys can get through the door. Nikki, I saw that. I saw that, Nikki. You're one and in the chat there. Nice work. Awesome. Okay, cool. Now, before we get started and we start to dive into the meat and potatoes of the sales framework and how you guys can take some of those prospecting methods that we talked about yesterday, convert those into sales calls, and then actually have good, valuable conversations that can convert to sales calls, I have to call some people out a little bit because I said this yesterday on the call that we don't do this for your entertainment. We do this because we want you guys to actually take action, get shit done, and grow your business, grow your agency, whatever the case may be. So we threw out a challenge yesterday and we said, hey, we're going to give you this document, the 10-10-10 document, and we're going to get you to fill it out and deliver it to me. And I was all stressed out because I was like, man, if people actually do this, my inbox is going to blow up. We asked you guys during yesterday's call if you guys were committed to your business's success to drop a hashtag committed in the chat. That question right there blew up the chat. Every single person in this room said that they were hashtag committed to the growth of their business. I went back through the chat history and I found that out of the 100 and some people that joined us yesterday, we had about 50 to 60 people who dropped that hashtag committed inside the chat. Now, here's the crazy part, is that 60 plus of you said you were committed, that we were going to do the homework, that we were going to submit it. We were going to do all the work that was required to really figure out what our service was, what products we were going to offer, and who we were going to offer them to. I got 11 submissions yesterday out of that group of 60. So to me, that tells me there's a massive, massive gap between people who are actually willing to take action in their agencies to grow and to scale and the people who aren't. Now, here's the second crazy stat. Of the 11 people that submitted that homework, 8 of them were already active GHL member VIP members. So these are people who already had access to that have already done that homework and are going to do it again just so they can reinforce what their services are, who they were going after, and what problems they were solving. Okay, so I'm going to stress this just one last time, and then we're going to dive in and we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of the sales call framework that we've been talking about. If you are committed to growing and scaling and becoming financially independent through, obviously, we're GHL Mastery. We love the high-level platform, and there's an unlimited amount of possibilities with this platform. If you are committed to growing your agency and becoming, maybe your goal is to quit your job. Maybe your goal is to hit that 10, 20K mark. If that is you, I want you to do it again. I want you to hashtag committed in the comments. But this time I'm going to expect a little bit more follow through because I'm telling you guys, I'm going to count how many committeds there are at the end of this. And we're going to be reaching out to each and every single one of you in some capacity to make sure that you stay committed and that you get on that. Okay, so again, lots of them are rolling through. You guys too on Facebook, I want you to submit that and get get some action going on the Facebook group. Does that make sense to everybody? People who take action are people who scale and people who grow, right? People who just sit there and watch and are entertained by webinars do not. So with that being said, don't be here to be entertained, be here to learn and be here to execute and take actionable steps to grow your business, right? This is the hard stuff for a lot of people, but it's also the required stuff for everyone, right? Sales and prospecting is something that all of us must do every single day in one capacity or another. The sales call can only happen when we get prospects on those calls. And now we got to practice the sales scripts. We got to practice those sales frameworks. You got to have as many at-bats as you can possibly have. So with that being said, Rahul, you are going to take the wheel and we're going to actually do something fun today. We're going to play a little bit of a game to warm us all up for sales training. So Rahul, take it away.
Yeah, real quick, how was day one for you guys? Did you guys just drop a comment? Tell me what your takeaways were. I'm just curious what you guys learned yesterday from the prospecting, because that's like exciting stuff, but it's also kind of boring, right? And then now we want to turn like, where are our clients into how do we take that next step to start the conversations? And that's the goal for today, is how do you get those openers in? Because once you get the opener and you're not hung up on, you're not slammed in the door in your face, then you can kind of naturally transition into conversational sales, relationship-based sales. So it's just opening that ear, that I call it ear candy. I got to whisper that into their ears so they are following my lead and my vibe. And as you get more sophisticated and more indoctrinated into rehearsing, practicing, and do 100 repetitions as quickly as humanly possible to get to our 1,000 repetitions, then you're going to be on your way to mastery. It just takes relentless, practice, rehearsal, everything, to just not give in, not give up, and just replace your time. Like, because it's mentally taxing to think I'm not a salesperson. Just don't be a salesperson then. Just be, hey, I help people just increase income person. You don't have to tag yourself with that label. Because then it creates a little bit more overwhelm. So I don't look at myself necessarily as a title of a salesperson. I look at it as a guy with a product that can make people a lot of money, and I want to tell everybody about it. So that's how I simplified what I want. And then I have my goals in life. Like, that's why we did the goal thing. The easiest goal to have is money. But then once we back it into what's the real reason we're going to have this money? What if you had $20 million in your bank account now, and then you had one day to live? Like, what would you do? Right? What's our why? What do we want to do with this shit? So we have to back it into that passion, whether it's taking care of our children, paying for college, paying off debt, buying a limousine company, whatever it may be. It doesn't really matter. That's your real Hawaii destination of why you're working so hard, so we can retire earlier. We don't work till we're 80 years old. Like, I see a lot of people. I saw like a grandma serving my freaking coffee today. I'm like, God damn. She's doing it the hardest way you could possibly do it, working 2 shifts every single freaking day, 7 days a week. That's gotta suck. And she was actually wearing one of those, like a backpack with the air going in her nose. I'm like, damn, that's brutal. I wouldn't want that life for anything. So I just go back, like, does she not know what's possible if you just did something else? But I mean, their goals are their goals. They don't know what's possible, but you guys do. You guys are crazy entrepreneurs like we are. So day one, let me go through. There's some great focus on your services, niche like your life is in
By the
danger.
way, Rahul, today you're going to share your own screen. I'm not going to share the screen for you. So
don't get an executive assistant today.
Just be aware of that.
Damn, I got to learn where the green share button is now. Okay, no problem. I think I can manage that. Okay, so I'm gonna do something like while I was just talking right now about just setting the stage of today and hopefully setting your mindsets that this is all simple stuff. Once you get over the hump of just rehearsal and practice, the rest is just you're gonna see so many opportunities in your everyday lives that you're just gonna be like a parrot. You won't be shutting up. You'll just be, Polly, want a cracker, but you're gonna be like, hey, want some automation, right? So we're gonna be selling this stuff like really, really freaking awesome and fluidly and easily, where people will, when I give you some of these openers, you're going to think like, oh shit, this is so simple, that can't work, but it will. It 100% will. And then you're going to get kind of cocky and arrogant, if you will, but keep it in a humble tone. The number one rule of how I try to do things is through curiosity. I want to be naturally curious about the person I'm speaking to get them to talk about themselves. And that's the most important part. The more talking I'm doing, the less selling I'm actually going to get, because they're going to tune out of my words. The number one thing people like to talk about is what? Anybody know? What do people like to talk about the
Himself.
most? Themselves. You
Boom.
nailed it.
Ben
Boom.
Ben nailed it.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody loves themselves more than anything. And then do you ever see the, like, you ever have friends, like you're telling a story and it's like, hey, I just went to the basketball game. And they're like, oh, well, I went to the basketball game and I had front court seats and I did this. They flip the story to make it about themselves, right? There's all those people that like arbitrage your stories and then just make it about themselves. So that's a good cue to basically allow them to have that platform, especially when it comes to business, because this is like the most prideful thing in the world for a business owner. Probably in some weird way, maybe even more important than their newborn child in some capacity, because they're spending so much time every single day going in and going out of work, sleeping on it, dreaming on it, Sundays, vacations, always constantly mind churning, no matter what level of success they're at. So in some capacity, they're thinking about their own businesses more intimately than their own families. So that's how important it is to get them talking about their number one passion in life. And then now our job is to bring out pains and also show them that they can be way more significant in the future, in the next 3, 6, 9 months, if they just commit to be able to have that open-mindedness to invest in their business, save money, save time, make money, make more time. That's going to be the key. Okay.
I want to jump in here too and give you guys, I mentioned that in order to get on sales calls, you need to do the prospecting. And in order to get good at sales, you need to have a lot of at-bats. But what Rahul is talking about, him and I were just chatting about this. I am fortunate enough to actually work in the same house as my brother. And my brother and I had a conversation about this a while ago. It was like, what's the best way to get people to like you more and to trust you more and to listen to you more? And we just realized, like, well, oftentimes in our day-to-day, we do exactly what Rahul said. Hey, like, I got tickets to the Flames game. Oh, me too. I went there the other day and I was in section 212. Like, they just want to talk about themselves. And so our everyday thing that you guys can do right now to practice sales, which seems like this shouldn't even be a thing, but it is. It's so simple. Practice asking questions to other people. So instead of coming back with oh, I did this or oh, I did that. My brother called me out on this a little while ago, which is what brought this up. But now every single day that me and my brother interact, we're interacting by actually inquiring, and we're constantly trying to flip the script on each other. So if he asks me a question, I'm going to answer that question, but I'm always trying to think of a way that I can actually ask another question back and throw it back at him. And so him and I just do this for fun now. Just talking about our day. How was dinner last night? How was dinner with your in-laws? Right? Are you excited about your baby coming in September? Like, all of these different things. We're just practicing asking each other questions in everyday conversation. And if you start to do that subconsciously, the people that you surround yourself with are going to become way more enjoyable to be around, because they're going to actually like you more, believe it or not. You start to build trust and likability with the people in your sphere and in your circle. And then, most importantly, from a business aspect, that practice of just having conversations that way is going to make you a better salesperson. So be an inquirer, not a talker, in all of your everyday relationships. I'm even trying to put this into practice with my kids, right? My kids are 8 years old and 6 years old, and I'm trying to do my best to ask them questions instead of tell them the things that I'm telling them, right? So it's very, very simple stuff that you can implement in every single day life. So Rahul.
Yeah.
Mike,
Okay.
back to you.
So while you were talking, so now I want to, yesterday on the warmest list from day one that I shared with all you guys, and you guys all have access to day one. I saw somebody ask in the chat. It's live streamed in the group, in the GHL Mastery group. Everyone tagged it, so you might have a red alert from yesterday. But also, one of the warmest lists was calling people in your phone book. And I don't know a lot of you guys intimately, or some of you not at all. This is the first time I'm seeing some of your faces, but I wholeheartedly believe no matter who you are, there's at least $1 million in your cell phone right now. And it doesn't necessarily, you have business owners in there, you have people who know business owners and other people who can introduce you to business owners that work for the companies. So what I think I might do is do some live calls and just pick people in my phone book myself. And then I want you guys to do the same thing on your own time after this training. Does that sound like you want to hear something like that?
Are you saying
Rather
you're
than
going to
just
do
give you,
you're going to do
rather
it
than give
on
you
this call?
well, yeah,
Love it.
I'll just call people live right now at random.
Who wants to see that? Yeses, ones,
So
fire emojis, all the things. If you guys want to see Rahul actually just do pick up his phone and call someone. I promise you he's not
yeah,
going to call me because I'd be
I'll be
cheating.
like, hey, Adam. All right, yeah, no, I'll call somebody. Like, I'm gonna like. So let me tell you what's going through my brain as I'm already thinking of names right now, churning while I'm talking to you guys. I'm gonna call people who I know have influence into their marketplace of the people they serve. So one person that's coming to my mind is I think he's a CPA or wealth manager, some fucking finance shit. I don't know, but I know that he does something in the finance space, and obviously business owners go to him to say, hey, make me more money and watch my whole profit loss statement. So now I know he has access to like people's bank accounts and he knows their financial circumstances. So now I know he can think of people for me. So that's one target that goes through my brain. Another guy, I used to consult for one of his businesses. I know him well, close friend, went to college with. He's just highly, highly influential, very relatable, likable dude. Looks like Vinny Chase. So anybody who looks at him does a double take and think it's him at first, but he has a lot of business owner contacts in his Rolodex. And then I'm going to call, I'll see, there's a guy that owns a wine company. I'll call him. And then there's another guy that owns a wine bar and I'll call him to see if I can offer him marketing services or SaaS help. Okay. So I'm just already thought of 4 people. So I'll start with one. Can you guys hear any background noise behind me just as at all? No? Okay,
No,
good. Because
no, you're
there's,
good.
yeah, okay, because there's a lot of noise where I'm at. That's why I got these headphones on. Okay, so let me go with Bronson. Okay, so I'm going to put it on speaker and put this to the microphone. Can you hear it ringing at all? No? All right. Now, let me take my
No.
headphones out so you can hear.
As you can tell, this wasn't scripted. We just decided to do
All
this right
right.
now,
You
and
guys
then,
can
and then
hear
we're
my,
going to go into the framework.
you can, oh, hey, what's up, G?
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Sorry to call you out of the blue, dude. Hey, I had a question for you. Like, I'm, I have the marketing business, Custom Creatives, and I on the side hustle, I built that software company, the automation software. I know you work with a bunch of your finance people, you do their books, their wealth management, whatever the fuck you do. But anyways, I wanted to see if I can get some introductions to people that you think are appropriate that have cash flow that they need to invest because you know how to kind of pivot it into like tax write-offs and all that crap, but this will be like making them have a higher tax liability while investing into something that reduces taxes like marketing, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So like how many people are you actively working with like through the total portfolio? If you don't mind me asking. I don't mean to pry either. You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
Sure. We have about 100 clients, roughly.
You have
So
100 clients, okay.
there's definitely a subset of those that would probably be interested in your services, I would imagine.
Are they like enterprise customers, like where it's like a huge like boardroom that they got to make decisions on stuff like this, or like is there people that are like owners of a business with 100% no partners, where it's like a quicker conversation, not to like push you to put pressure on you to say, hey, this guy's just gonna come in hot selling. I just want to. I don't like long sales cycles, and I don't like going in person. So sorry to give you my criteria.
Sure, sure. Well, it's a wide range of size of businesses, but most of our businesses are small to mid-sized. So
Okay.
we have businesses that range from as low as 100,000 a year in revenue, all the way
Yeah.
up to 100 million in revenue. So it kind of depends, but kind of the sweet spot is somewhere between 5 and 20 million of annual revenue. So most of the guys we work with, they're entrepreneurs.
Okay.
They're guys who we have a clear channel, a clear path, to the decision.
You guys can hear this, right?
Makes sense. So
Yeah.
they're not long sales cycles,
Okay.
generally speaking.
Okay. You're speaking my love language. I like short. Okay. So like there's a couple of ways I do this. One, I have like these introduction templates, like text messages, emails, LinkedIn messages, where you can just copy, paste, send, and it says, hey name. You just have to replace hey name, like, hey Johnny, I want you to meet Rahul, blah, 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 blah. So you'll see it when I send it to you. I'll keep it on a Google Drive so you can bookmark it if you want to. But now with the brass tacks of things, because I'm asking you to go out of your way to help me, what, like, would I don't know if you're allowed to do this considering your obligations with the type of client, but I'm happy to do a referral fee, whether it's like monetary or emotional, like buy tickets to a game or cash, whatever you want. Is that something that, like, because I want you actively helping me grow my business and I want everybody to grow together. So I want to put you on my active follow-up list of like every 30 days. I'm like, yo, dude, thanks for the 3 referrals, 1 closed. Here's the status. So it's kind of like I report to you on sales, and in exchange to get you to be motivated to take my 30-day calls, you got to get something in return other than just giving me meal tickets, you know?
Sure, sure. Well, since I've known you for a long time, just buy me lunch and we're good.
All right. Well, Chipotle, or are we talking like Nobu?
Do you like sushi?
All right. All right. Costco sushi it is. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Cool. So our first celebration will be on our first like introduction, not even wait till the close. If it's a good potential, I'm buying you lunch and then you'll help me with the influence.
Sounds good.
All right. So I like I don't, tell me if this is too demanding of you, because I want to call a bunch of other people in my phone book right now. But like if I put together, like I have the introduction so you can copy paste send, because I don't want you to have to like go out of your way to write emails on my behalf. But then I can put together an Excel spreadsheet of like, hey, off the top of the dome, without going through your client list, so you don't feel like I'm asking you to work for me. Would you be down to just write down name, email, phone numbers, and the business website? So it's like, hey, here are the like 3 at a time. Like here are the top 3 that come to my mind that might be helpful. And then we can like, we can either game plan it or I can just go in hot on my own. Is that
Sure.
too, is
Yeah,
that, okay? That's not too demanding. Like, because I'm going to ask other people to do it. I just want to get your vibe.
no, that should be simple.
Okay. All right. Sweet. All right, dude. I'm going to send that to you. It's the holiday weekend. Are you doing stuff with the family or are you chilling at home watching basketball?
I will actually be in Orange County this weekend for my daughter's volleyball tournament.
Sounds good luck on that.
I will not be in front of a computer.
Okay, cool. Well, your phone is a computer, so you will be in front of that.
I will not have my laptop. That way.
All right. Sweet, man. Well, enjoy. Good luck to your daughter. Let me know if she wins.
Will do.
All right, brother. Have a good weekend.
All right, you too, bud.
Bye. Okay, so that is like, can somebody, Adam, make a noise? Because I want to make sure my mic's all, or my audio is all set up.
Just make a noise.
Okay, I can't hear.
Yeah,
Hold
we
on. Let
can
me
we can
flip
hear you
it back.
perfectly.
Speaker. Okay, go ahead again.
Yeah, we can hear. We heard that whole call, just flawless. So
Just fine. Okay. Okay. So
Who,
that's all it was.
who thought that will look really really easy? I want to see like ones in the chats on Facebook. Obviously, you guys can let us know that you're hearing it too. But like, could you do that today? Again, this is kind of going back. Rahul's kind of doing a prospecting thing at the moment. So this is going back to yesterday's call. But there you go. So he's just got a contact in his phone book that he just calls up. And now he's got a potential, like really easy introduction. And we all know that referral business is the best business that you could possibly get. So now Rahul's already increasing the trust factor by going directly through one of his own contacts.
Yeah,
So-
but I also look at like that's channel 1. Like I'm gonna categorize this in, I'll call it partnership model. I'm getting to partner with him to refer his database to me. I don't know, I mean, he's my age, he's probably, or maybe a little older. I think he's around 45, 46. So he's worked so hard to get his business off the ground, and I'm gonna arbitrage that audience for free. And then he also has whatever he said, the average people are 5 million to 20 million. So now I'm talking to an audience where I'm not going to say, hey, here's $300 software. I'm now going to be talking, here's like $20,000, $30,000 a month marketing game plans. So now it just up levels a category, right? And then I might have to back into a foot in the door. But now that I've got that one person on the hook, I don't have any leads from him yet. So I can't go tell my mom, hey, great conversation. Let's go eat dinner and get excited over no income just because somebody listened to me. I'm going to now go to the next. I have to build my pipeline. So when I mentioned yesterday, I put the referrals and word of mouth as number 6 on the warmest, and I didn't like it because it's unpredictable. This is how we make it predictable. Now I can probably spend the whole entire next 2, 3, 4, 5 hours just calling in my phone book, but I want to do one more. And I don't know this guy as well as that the guy I just talked to. It's kind of a friend of a friend, but we've exchanged numbers, exchanged texts in the past. But I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to start with a very simple opener, and I'm going to go right into the business line of what I want to do. So I don't pussyfoot around too much on the front end. I just want to get to the business and just feel them out a little bit. But I'll leave that to the nature of the relationship if you follow this particular model of where I have the warmest people. And if I can get 30 or 40 of the people out of my phone book that are under my partnership Dream 100 category, then I'm going to have predictability in that channel. Once I've maxed that out, then I'm live. Sorry, someone's talking to me. I don't. It's funny. Like, why do people? I'm staring at the computer talking, and then someone asks me as if I'm not even on a freaking call. Like, all right, you close that door because it's distracting. Thank you. Anyways, do you guys want to hear another one, or are we good on that last one? All right. So while you guys are doing this, if you guys want, I don't care if you have your iPhones and turn that voice memo thing on. You don't have to hide the phones if you want to record it, but this is recorded already. Let me pick. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go to a business owner. I went to high school with this guy. He's a clown. He's funny. And I know he needs this. I recommended him high level already, and he knows. And since he owns a wine bar, he knows a lot of people that are of wealth, in Malibu and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna try to leverage that angle if he answers my phone call.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
All right, I'm gonna do a double tap, and just in case he thinks it's important or emergency.
Hey, Rahul, if I'm talking, will they hear that?
Yeah, but I don't care.
Okay.
Oh man, no answer. Failure rate 1 for 2, I think. Damn you. Yeah, I'm gonna leave a message right now because it's a friend of mine. I'm just gonna leave a message, but I'm gonna assume he doesn't listen to it, and they voicemails transcribe. So, and then I'm gonna text him right after. Yo, what up, Charlie? Hey, got a question for you. I think it'll be helpful. I was just thinking about your business in my dreams, believe it or not. But anyways, call me back. I want to run this thing by you to help that membership thing you're working on. All right, peace. And I'm going to shoot a text.
So using the line there, Rahul, I want to run something by you. I'm assuming that that's very strategic because there's no gates that are going to go up from that.
Yeah, the reason I say I want to run something by you, or I want to get your opinion on something, is because I'm putting them in the control seat. I'm using them as the authority, and me saying, "Hey, I have this idea. Can I have your expertise and your expert opinion?" So it makes them feel good on a pedestal.
And again, they get to talk about themselves in that
Yeah.
conversation.
Okay, and I'm keeping my text message simple. And I'll read it once I'm done. Okay, so I'm just saying, yo, got an idea on your biz. I can come by if you want. Let me know. The only reason I'm gonna do this in person is because I know him personally. He has an AOL email, so he's a little tech challenged. So that kind of, I don't want to do a phone call. And also he lives right. His business is literally, I could walk there from my house. So that I don't mind. And he owns a wine place, so I'll get free wine along the way too. So when my presentation and pitch to him is going to be $300 a month, because I know his business it probably does around $15,000 to $17,000 a month. So I'm already making my own assessments of his revenue. So I'm profiling right now, and then I'll get evidence once I ask those questions, like, hey, what's your goal monthly revenue wise to build your dream business? And then he'll tell me something like 40 grand a month. I'm like, okay, cool. How far are we away from that now? And then he'll say, oh, I'm about 22,000 away. So now I know we're at 18. Right. So I know where the lay of the land is. Then I can pivot from there. If he's at 18, I might ask a question like when it comes to the $18,000, is that like, are we talking the profit that you have to pay taxes on, or is this just the revenue and then you have your expenses underneath, like salaries and stuff like that? And then you'll be like, no, that includes everything. All like once everything goes down to the profit, then I'm at like around 8. So now I have a number 8 that I'm dealing with in terms of where is his budget. Does that make sense? Because if I go in with somebody that does 18,000 and I think that that's the profit, my recommendations may not land because I might go too high. But when I understand their business, then I know how to make the right foot in the door recommendations, get them the win. And once I get them initial win, because I make them report back to me. So if I close somebody, I said, hey, we're going to do a DBR, database reactivation, pump this out to your members. We're going to do a wine appreciation day, and then we're going to upsell inside the room. And then I'll get people in through that wine appreciation day, and I'll say, all right, cool. We had all these people respond. Yes, there's 100 people on your roll call sheet when they checked in. How many of those people came in? All right, we got 50 out of the 100. Sweet. What were sales that day? Awesome. What does it compare to this day, last week, the week before? So now I have the math behind it, and I'm giving them in their mind the evidence that my shit works. Now that I know that they made more money than a week ago based on just what I specifically did for them, and I should get all the kudos in the world for. Now I'd have other recommendations. And now I'm going to go right away into my upsell ascension model where I'll say, hey, now that we made some money, now that we've proven that the first one wasn't fluke, it just dimed out. It was dope. It worked. We can do this more frequently. We have some other things we can do. It's going to require an investment. Do you mind if I make some recommendations to run it by you to see what you want to do? And then that line alone, they're going to say yes. And I already prefaced it. It's going to take an investment. I want to run some ideas and recommendations by you that I know will work, and you tell me which ones you like the best. And then I'm already opening the buyer pocket by creating an environment of here's my reasons or here are my lists. We got to run some Facebook ads. We're going to just only drop $700 a month. My guys are going to charge you $1,300. That's $2,000. We're going to make you $4,000 off of it. It does take the investment. You're a smart person. You know that you've invested in a 401k or a mutual fund before. You're not even going to see that money until you're 63 and a half or 65. This money you're going to see in 30 days. Imagine a mutual fund that pays you every fucking month, right? Money, you invest this, you get that. Does that make sense? And then they'll say, yes, it makes sense. So then I make these recommendations. I might have a higher one, like a $2,000. I know that's a stretch for this type of business. That's why I'm saying it. 1,300 my time, 700 ads, $2,000. The $2,000 will equal 4 if you commit to it. And then here's my other recommendations. Of all of these, in your opinion, being the business owner, being the subject matter expert, which ones do you think would have the fastest, most maximum impact that you have the risk tolerance to invest into? And that's it. They're going to pick one. There's not going to be, I want to think about it. It's going to be, oh, I want to do that one. I'm like, okay, I'm curious. Why do you think that way? And then I'm getting them to pitch me on why they want that thing. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Why don't we do that then? Right. So I'm getting them to repitch my own product back to me and then just tell them, oh, you're right. And put them in the control seat again. I think Christopher Voss calls it, give the prospects the illusion of control. This is how I give them that control. They're picking their own services and choosing my menu, right? So those are like, I mean, that's really how my life has always worked, is just call people and get the close and then upsell and keep them. And then, of course, they're going to ultimately cancel at some point in time. That's why we just get more customers. But we try to maintain the relationship side, which is more of a delivery game. But I think salespeople, entrepreneurs and salespeople are two different things. An entrepreneur has so many different tasks. Sales should be the number one task for startup entrepreneurs or people who don't have their financial goals just yet. But I think the sale never ends. Because it's a relationship thing. Like the more I keep in touch with the people that have paid us, and I typically keep in touch mostly with a revenue threshold, a dollar amount above, and then below I have project managers and stuff. But every time I send a text, it takes me like 3 seconds to say, hey, Ted, today's a great day to have a great day. And he'll just do a little heart. And I'm like, now I'm bonded for a long time. Next week, do the same shit. Hey, I'm like, hey, Ted, I was just thinking you're around my dad's age, and you've been a great client to me, and I've learned so much from you. I just want to say I appreciate you. Right. So I can just send those little things out, and then we're bonded beyond just the vendor-vendee relationship. And that's how you maintain long-term clients with simple relationship-based communication that's outside of project scope. So, and then you have the opportunity to what's it called? Upsell, cross sell. And I'm going to share some of these scripts and prompts. I just want to get back to the calling thing. I want to call one more person because I just said the name Ted. I'm going to call that guy Ted. Let me see if he answers. And I forgot to send an invoice to him that he owes. I'm just going to gift it to him if he brings it up as a present because it was like $300.
Don't know. I don't know. Hey, Rahul, Ted,
Hey, I know it's you. I called you.
I appreciate you calling me, and you couldn't have picked a worse time. I'm getting ready. Kylie, my youngest one, is graduating in San Diego from like a master's program.
Mm.
And so I have to shut the phone off here in a couple of minutes, but I wanted to find out, do you have, can we set up a time to talk next week?
I can set up a time to talk tomorrow for you, but if you want to talk next week and enjoy the weekend, we can do Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, let's do Tuesday or Wednesday. You pick it, and then just text it to me, and I'll put it on my calendar and on my phone.
Don't even do that. I'll just send you a calendar request. You just click one button called yes, and then it'll just
Beautiful.
magically appear. Okay.
Okay, all
All right.
right, we'll do that. And then it's just while I've got you, as long as I have a quick second here. I want to talk to you about three things. One, what do I owe you? Because I know that I got my credit card hacked. So that credit card you're walking around with doesn't even work anymore.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to do it old school. I'm just going to mail you a check.
Yep.
And the point is, so I want to know what I owe you. And then also I want to talk to you about doing some of those, like we did that one Zoom video that I think you actually were doing it as like a test, but people love that shit. They liked that you were like basically interviewing me or asking me a question. And so I just want to know what it would cost to do some of those.
Yeah. Let's go over the overall like the outcome, and then we'll back into the investment just so we know what we're doing. So it's not just this ad hoc knee jerk bullshit or it's inconsistent. Because like I think for a decade I've said, not to you specifically, but to people like you, do fucking videos. And now we're coming in 2024. So we got to come in hot, right? Like we got to like you're good at talking. It'll take you whatever, 30, 40 minutes a day. Or if you batch it on like one day with me where I'm your host and you're the authority of knowledge in the space, I can just be the guy that tees up the questions, you answer them, and that raw, authentic answers. People love that shit.
Yeah. And the point is, people have ADD, so they don't want to listen to podcasts, in my humble opinion, are a waste because people don't have the bandwidth to listen to them. But what happens is when you've cut up in the past, where you've cut up a podcast into shorts, and then I can drip those shorts out just as the topic comes up. Because, like, for example, you guys you cut up a podcast into a bunch of shorts. Well, one
You guys
of
can
those
hear him, right?
shorts I never
Good? Yeah,
released
it's
because
clear.
it just wasn't a viable. It wasn't. It didn't make. It wasn't timely. And then, boom! All of a sudden, it became timely because the state came out with some stupid program that is completely ridiculous. So what happened was I busted out that short that nobody had actually ever seen before. And you did that thing a long time ago. I want to say like almost a year, maybe 2 years ago. Or it was probably a year ago. And the point is that I have had so many phone calls from that short. So that's what I want to talk to you about, is how we can do like a session where I give you the questions, you give them back to me, I answer them, and then we cut them up into shorts.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we can strategize that on Tuesday and come up with a game plan. And then
Okay.
like I'll have like I don't even want to tell you because you got to go. Your daughter's probably staring at you saying, I'm graduating, get off the phone. So I'll let you go. I'll throw some.
Do me a favor, make it Wednesday because
Yep.
Monday's a holiday and I might be chasing
Oh.
my tail all day Tuesday. So make it Wednesday.
Yep, you got it.
All right, cool.
All
Thanks.
right,
Bye.
bye.
See you.
Okay, so I was not expecting that to be the outcome.
for
In
him
fact,
for him to book
I-
himself.
yeah, I was expecting honestly for him not to even answer the phone. Quite frankly, of everybody, I would
He
think
answers the phone. He goes, I have a second, and then proceeded to talk for another 5 minutes. So by the way, whenever people tell you that they don't have time to talk, they're lying.
Yeah, they once they make it a priority, then time doesn't become a barrier, because they don't know what it is. But as you guys have noticed, like I'm not like the way I'm talking to you guys here is the way I'm talking to them there, right? I'm not changing my persona or being anybody else. I'm rehearsed in the sense that I know what angles I'm anticipating things ahead of time before I make these calls. So I'm doing that. I'm being lucky, right? Opportunity and preparation have to match, and that equals my luck, and I'm going to get luckier every single call because I'm not waiting around. So I mean, if you I'll do one more.
We had a comment on Facebook that says, you sound super confident. It's the voice and the way that you sound. You don't let your prospect think or wander. And my answer to that was like, well, yes, that's true, because Rahul's been doing this for 30 years, right?
Wait, hold on. Before you continue on that, I don't want that to be your thought process, the 30-year, 20-year, however long I've been doing it, because anybody who's committed can learn. I learned this stuff a long time ago. So if you met me 15 years ago, I sounded, other than my voice, maybe a little deeper and my age a little older. It happened fast. Like I relentlessly hustled and studied. It took me about 3 months of being a pure failure in the minds of somebody else. If they saw my stat sheet, they'd be like, dude, are you sure you want to be a salesperson? If they looked at my line item stat sheet, because I wasn't very good at the top line revenue collection, but then it just triggered without quitting, and then it turned into a real business, right? So just it doesn't like, because I mean, I look at Kobe Bryant, right? If you told him as a rookie, hey kid, in the next 10 years you could be good, he would be like, fuck you, I'm gonna stomp your neck now. I'm that good. He has that confidence. So he accelerated his growth so fast. By the time he was 19, he was probably the top 1% in the NBA because of his effort and practice. So if people practice 2 hours or 4 hours a day, he would double to triple them because he wants to open the gap and leave the competition in the dust. And the competition is the man in the mirror. He doesn't give a shit about anybody else. He just does what he does for beating himself as his own competition. And that's all we got. We don't have a comparison factor. We can use other people as benchmarks, but I don't care if somebody makes $1 million a day and I don't. I'm not going to compare myself to them. They may not be happy. I want to compare myself to what I want for my why. That's my competition, is the challenge to get to the why, and then get to that, then raise the bar and the standards in our daily lives. And that just takes a lot of commitment, because I see a lot of people committed to playing a lot of internet video games that own businesses, but they're not committed to do the habits and patterns of just making the call of what matters the most. Right. So it's weird to me that people have like a higher commitment to like Ozark versus like getting clients for their own business. But that's where you just need to be disciplined. All right. Let me go through some of this stuff, and I'll make another call. I already have a couple more that I'm thinking as I'm talking to you guys out loud. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. And before you guys ask, I'm going to give this document, but I might not give it today. We might prompt you guys to ask for it. The only reason I'm going to do it that way is A, we want engagement in the group, as well, and some takeaways, but two, I want to make it a little bit more comprehensive. Because as I have complex scripts, and I'll show you some of them, but then I wanted to dumb this down to make it just really like go rehearse a sentence and you can get your opener in the door right now. So here we go. Here's the document from yesterday. We can share that if you guys need it. We'll share this the day one at the end. Oh, the game. I got so involved in calling these people that I forgot about the game. All right, Adam, you're going to be my subject. Let me turn this off. I mean, we're all going to participate on this, and don't worry, you're not going to be one-on-one. You don't have to feel weird or anything. We're all going to be talking over each other. So I call this the object game, and the purpose of the object game, it's a sales game, and it's fun. At least I think it's fun. We put 30 seconds on the clock, and I raise an object. The purpose of it is the person that I'm going to ask, like Adam, is to ask as many questions of that object as possible without getting into a rundown pattern. Like for example, this will make sense after I show you the object I'm going to show Adam. If he starts saying, do they make it in blue? Do they make it in orange? Do they make it in yellow? Do they make it in green? Do they make it in purple? Like, we don't want to go down that stupid path of this repetitive nature of questions. He has to ask totally different, unique questions. Now, the purpose of this is when you're talking to your prospect, you have to be quick-witted and on your feet. And something simple like this is a little mindset hack and also a preparation to let your voice be heard, start thinking. So I'm going to have Adam do an example, and then I'm going to ask everybody on here to unmute, and I'm going to hold up an object, and you guys are all going to say it out loud, talking all over each other. And the reason I want you guys talking all over each other is because it's going to be a distraction. When there's a distraction, that means you have to focus. You have to be paying attention to the words that are in your brain while being interrupted by other people talking. So you have to have ultra focus for it. Okay. You guys down for that?
Let's do it.
One's in the chat if you guys want to do it. So I'm gonna go first. By the way, I'm not super great at this, but it's gonna be fun, and it's also it's a great exercise to do just in general. And then once I'm done and you guys get the idea, where everyone's gonna come off mute and we're all gonna do it together. It's gonna be chaos, but it's gonna be awesome.
And when you're doing this yourself, you're gonna be hand counting. Like when you ask a question, 2, 3, you'll be doing it in your hands. The whole goal is to get to as many questions as you can. And then as you rehearse it, like first, everybody's going to be in a panic. Oh my God, what did I say? And you're going to stutter and all that stuff. Cool. Do it. I love that because that's how we start. And then you're going to get more smooth and fluid and fluid. And this is a game you can play, like talking yourself in your mind in your own car while you're driving and say, oh, my cell phone. Then you can start asking questions about your cell phone. And this is I love doing this shit. I always play this game in my head, like just naturally without even realizing it, just because I'm always trying to get a little bit more improved on my fluidity, my wittiness, my likability, and all that kind of stuff when I'm talking to strangers. All right. So Adam, you ready for the object?
Yeah, I've got you set in.
Your wish is my command. Can you see the object?
I can see the object.
Do you know what it is?
It looks like a lamp.
Yeah, it's a genie lamp. Okay. There's no genie that pops out yet. Any questions about this to describe it before you actually start?
You want me to describe it before I actually start?
No, do you have any questions about the object before I put the timer on? Because you have 30 seconds to ask me ask as many questions as possible.
No, I think I understand the object well enough.
Okay, cool. All right. Upon you going, I'll count for you in my hand, or somebody else count and tell me how many he does at the end in the chat. So I'll say stop. If you're mid question, I'll give that one to you too.
Okay, sweet.
All right. When you start, I'm going to hit start.
Okay. You ready? Everybody else ready? See, I'm cheating right now. I'm thinking of questions ahead of time. I'm just kidding. Hey, Rahul, where did you get that lamp? How long have you had it for? Is there something special about it being gold and blue? Is it real gold? Is it fake gold? Did you get it in India? Did you get it from a family member? Was it passed down to you? Have you ever rubbed it and hoped a genie comes out? Why is there a lid on it? Is there anything stored inside of it? Does it actually mean anything to you? Is it important? Jeez.
Time. Okay, so based on my count, I think that was 13. Because I even though he double stacked the question there, I'm giving him the number. But anybody else get 13? Okay, somebody else got 13. So
yeah, shout out VHang on that one. Oh my God.
Okay, cool. All right, so now everybody, let's participate together on this one. So everybody's like, you're going to come off mute really quick. We're going to talk over each other. Obviously, it's going to be a clusterfuck of a mess, but I just want to get you guys just getting your voice be heard by other people. So I'm going to find an object.
So everybody come off mute right now. I'm hovering over and I'm seeing that me and Rahul are the only two that aren't muted. We got Richard, we got Brandon, we got Eric, we got VHang, we got Dana, Linda, Catherine, easy peasy optimizing, if that is your real name. Carolyn's here too. Nikki's there, Jarrell's there. All right, we got a lot of people off mute. Leonard's there too. Bill's there.
It's a cool name, Easy Peasy. I was just like first name Easy, last name Peasy.
Yeah, my wife's name, my name, our initials. I'm Paul Zimmerman. She's Emily Zimmerman.
Oh, cool. All right, so I'm going to raise the object. All right, so you guys, whoever, Noman, if you want to participate live, you're welcome to as well.
May even have type 2 diabetes.
Oh, we got a radio. Gene, you got to turn off your radio.
Okay. All right, that
Talk
was the
about
risk
a,
we're taking
talk
right
about
now.
a distraction.
All right. All right. So we're gonna do that because we got some juice to get into, and I know we've taken a bunch of your time on a Friday and a holiday weekend. So I'm gonna raise this up. I'm gonna describe it for you. Okay. So this thing, like you can see my hand, it's this tall. It's a phone stand, so my phone goes on it. So I can prop my phone on it, right? So and it folds up. It's all it is a little desktop phone stand. So it folds up, can fit in the back of my pocket. I can travel with it. I can just prop it up. I can record on it. I can make videos on it, etc. So that should prompt some questions. The color is black. The material is metal. So I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock and we're going to deal with this clusterfuck of a thing. And then everybody like count in your own hand like this as you're asking questions and then put your number below. Every number is the right number. Okay. Just as an FYI, there's no wrong number. The only wrong number is 0 because that's lack of participation. Okay. I'm going to count it down. I'll hold it up one more time. It's a iPhone holder, metal, and it's black. Ready, set, 1, 2, 3, go.
Does it hold anything other than an iPhone?
It's for iPhone.
Is it really, really sturdy and strong?
Like monogram.
Using it.
Do you take photos with it? Do you take videos with it? Do you use it for live streaming?
Attachments to it.
Do you use it for still photos? Where did you buy it from? Was it on Amazon? Was it from the store?
Made out of metal.
How much did it cost?
Plastic.
Recommend it to you,
have a
or did
non-scope
where did you get that? Was it an Amazon?
Is it
Okay,
something that has
time's
hard
up.
mount?
Time's up. Everybody mute. Everybody mute.
Use on
Okay.
daily basis.
Okay, so instead of putting ones in the chat this time, let's drop your actual number. Jeff's lying. He said he got 20. I think I only got like 9.
75.
75. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Good stuff.
Okay, cool. So this is something that you can do on your own. It gets you out of your comfort zone a little bit. It's a little fun. It's non-threatening, but it prepares you for that next step. And I'm not going to go over these next game, but I'm going to tell you what the rules are that you can play with it by yourself, with your significant other, your children, whoever. Just try to get a role play partner for this because it's kind of fun. So I use this in the business context. So I wrote this question. I call it "Say it again, but not the same." Say it again, but not the same. So whenever I'm talking to a prospect and I ask them like, what do you do for marketing? And they say, well, we've done some stuff and it hasn't worked. I didn't get the answer I wanted, right? A lot of salespeople will move on and be like, oh, okay, got you. And then they go to the next question. I need to come back with asking that same question in a different manner to get the answer I want, without having to go to my next question, because I'm missing a lot of juice in that answer. I need to know, investigate, find some gaps, know why they failed, know why they don't market, know why they don't believe in certain things, or if they do. So that's why it's important to play this game. So when I'm doing this with our inner circle of people, I start off with softballs like, how was your day? Then I go in order. So it'd be like, I'd ask Adam, how was your day? And then Adam has to ask me that exact same question in a different manner. So what's going on with you?
What have you been up to today?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, so now the next person, so we go in a circle, there could be 20, 30 people on the call, and we're using that one question where everybody has to answer the same question. You can't repeat what somebody in front of you already said. So if you're 19th, sometimes like two people ahead of you stole your fucking line. You're like, oh shit, it's coming up my time. So you got to be witty. Boom, boom, boom. So that's why I say, like, what do you do for lead generation? How do you produce new customers? When it comes to a customer acquisition, what has worked for you? Anything else? And I keep asking the same thing in a different manner over and over and over again. And when I say the same thing 20 different ways, now I have 20 different ways in my arsenal to ask that question. Right. So it prepares us. So it's say it again, but not the same. And you can just practice and rehearse that on your own. Okay, let me go back to let's go to the document right now. And if you guys want, and if you guys stay active live on here, I'll do some more calls at the end, just so you can like walk away with like whatever you want, or get some more, like, I'm talking to different individuals. So like my approach is the same. I'm looking at everything I do as the same framework. But I'm just pivoting like how I open my conversations a bit. Now I'm just going to give you a quick example, a quick peekaboo here. So when we do comprehensive stuff, like we really kind of like Ben put this together for us on our team. He's our sales manager. So we just basically kind of go into really, really detailed steps. And then but now here is where I simplified it for everybody. So I wanted to give the criteria. We have to know our niche. If there's no niche and you're just doing local business, then so be it. I prefer where there's like a category. It just makes you more powerful, more knowledgeable about the industry and the pain points. You have to have your offer ready. What is it you're selling? What are the price points? And I always have prepared what's like my price I want to sell it at. And if I have price elasticity, meaning I have flexibility in it, I can lower it, waive a setup fee, finance a setup fee, like I talked about yesterday. Then obviously the price that goes together with all these three. These three I kind of bundled together because it seems obvious, but I focus on each one a little bit differently so that's why I put them in three different spaces. I have a demo, which I'll show you the demo that we use, the script, and I have it below, and I have a contract example I want to show you. The mental criteria is really, really important. Have fun with this. Like, I'm having fun talking to you. This doesn't work to me, but like, you guys have helped me possibly make some money live on the calls with you because I wasn't doing this training. I wouldn't have made those calls. So that's pretty cool, right? So we got to have fun with this. So we got to stay focused, time block. This is so underutilized, but yet people say they do it. Like, if you're going to put something on your calendar and it's important to getting your outcome and you don't do it, your time blocking has issues. Like, change the color on your calendar for important shit to like red or green so it doesn't contrast with the purple that Google Calendar naturally does. Just so you know, when that red shit pops up, I'm zoned in. I'm Kobe Bryant. You would never see Kobe ever be late to a practice or a game. In fact, he'll be the first one in the building. So if you want to have that Mamba mentality, he's like a huge idol that I always looked up to. Now I have to look up to him because he's above. But yeah, that's the kind of mentality I like to. I find a character, and then I embody it while I'm working. And Kobe's that character. And then
So we've got
the easiest.
Before you keep going here, Rahul, we've got a lot of people that are asking, hey, where can I get this doc? How can I get this doc? So I'm just going to tell you guys right now. First of all, if you're already in the GHL Mastery VIP program, we're going to probably get this. Well, we will get this to you guys right after this in the VIP after party. If you're not already in GHL Mastery, you probably should be in there because it's an absolute game changer for a lot of high-level agency owners. But if you do want this, you have to do a little bit of work to get it this time. Everybody take out your cameras like we did yesterday. Take a picture that, hey, we're on this epic webinar right now with Adam and Rahul at GHL Mastery. And I want you guys to post that picture. A couple of people did it yesterday. Post that picture inside the GHL Mastery free group where we're live streaming this right now with your biggest takeaway at the end of this call. And we will have our team reach out to you and get you that document. Okay, so you got to do a little bit of work. You got to do a little bit of work and you're going to get it. So go ahead, Rahul. There's a lot more meat in that document that he's not showing you. And we're going to also add to it.
Like, again, I kept this simple. I'm going to spend some time over the weekend and improve it a bit for you guys. And I'll have a method to ask you. I'll figure out how I can get feedback loops from you guys so I can help more. But this is like the more intimate help will happen in Adam's like VIP group, which he'll share at the end. Since I'm doing live calls, you guys can hear an existing live call. Actually, coincidentally, this is a live call to that guy, Ted. It's kind of funny. So I actually recorded it just like I'm doing here. And I streamed it live on Zoom. You'll see how janky my script and my process and like how bad that call was and still got the result. And you'll know why once you hear my voice, how I started that call. So I'll let you guys listen to that on your own. The one thing that I forgot to put in here. Okay, I didn't. Okay, contract. So I love, oh, you know what? That guy Charlie's calling me back that I called the wine guy. Hang on.
Well, let's do it.
Yo, what up? Yo, Charlie, you butt dialing me or you're calling me back? Can you hear me?
Sounds like a butt dial.
Butthead.
Everybody got so excited and he just let us all down.
Yeah. I get a lot of butt dials because my last name starts with an A and I feel like butt cheeks love dialing the last name A for some reason. But anyways, let's just go back to the show. Contract template. So this is, again, inner circle stuff, VIP stuff. If you want to copy, obviously you can screenshot it, whatever you want. But if you want the physical doc, Adam will share it in the VIP. So all I do is set this thing up for my massive amounts of success. It took me a lot of time and brain power to I was over. He's calling back. It's probably his butt again. But I was just like running around with like a chicken with my head cut off every single time a customer was super enticed to work with me. Then I'm like, dang it, I don't have like a cool contract. So that was my hang up. And then like 10 days, 12 days later, I'm sending it to them. Now they're not even freaking interested. They think I'm just the dumbest person in the room saying like, hey, you already sold me, but you couldn't get me a freaking contract. Anyways, so that's why I took the time to finally kind of draw a line in the sand saying, let me just write everything I do. So when I have Ben do something, Adam can do something, Cody, my partner, can do something, anybody can sell, and never say, Rahul, write a contract. I'm not a bottleneck. The contract's done for anybody. So I wrote all our services into here, and all I do is delete what we're not doing. So I'm just a delete person, and then I just have to pick the price I'm charging them. So I have like whatever the baseline pricing models that I have here. And this is where I have elasticity. I can change things, etc. I can make this 12 months. I can charge for things. I can include things. I can do whatever the heck I want right here. And then I have the pricing, and then I give them two options: pay it in full, discount of 10% applied, or the option 2, month 1, because month 1's typically our highest month when we have setup fees and shit. And then month 2 onwards is retainers. So we just keep it super, super simple. And then we got just whatever credit card.
And by the way, guys, we have, it doesn't look exactly like this, but we have our own version of this inside our high level CRM that has all of the different things that we will build for people and do for people on a white label basis. And then we've got literally, like Rahul just said, if they don't need it, we delete it. It's all done in an individual section. You can just click delete. And then we've got our entire price book on there. So again, if they don't need it, you delete it. And then if they do need it, you add it. You just leave it in there and you say 1. It's super, super simple.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Just having like, it's almost like Adam, just the way he described it was better than me. He's basically like, here's my menu, don't need it, delete it. Kind of cool little rolls off the tongue with a rhyme, but then the price is already done for you. So Adam gives you the price, you just keep his price to your clients. So it's pretty cool. You can just literally have it all, like, it's almost like a franchise, like a business in box, buy it and sell it. Right. So you can flip this as many times as you want to as many clients as you want. So it's like the most profitable asset you can invest into. Now I'm going to show you my props. Without these props, I mean, my words can land pretty well, but like, but then I have to put too much effort, energy, and it takes me too long on the sales cycle. And I don't like having long sales cycles personally. That's why when you heard on that first call, I told him I don't like long sales cycles. And he's like, oh, these are some entrepreneurs. So I'm like, cool, I like those ones. I don't like corporate and I don't like boardrooms because it takes too long for me and I don't have that kind of patience. So I'm going with my own avatar, not what the world provides me. So anyways, I use these demos. This is like, I'm going to show you 3 versions of this, and they're all from the same family, right? So there's a mom and dad that created this, and then it had babies, and they're called duplicates of what we've built. So here's what Adam uses. Never need to leak another lead. You're going to see some similarities between what I'm about to show you. So just take a look at this. You can see this is the prop. And when Adam or any, oh, I'm on there too. Cool. Sweet.
Yeah, it had a baby and it looks just like you.
So when you click this automate my business thing, boom, the show goes on. They're going to get the text, the emails, the voicemail drops, the drips, the short term and the long term, because now they're in our database. We got a tangible lead. We can follow up and we can organize them. They get tagged in the CRM Go High Level. It'll say new lead, demo for whatever the tag is that Adam uses or you guys use. But when you have a prop like this and you buy this asset, now you have a very, very powerful thing, because when I'm on my cell phone, I'm going to like, let me just go through the examples. So this is Adam's. And lo and behold, look how similar it is. We even have the exact same words. Never leak another lead, right? Different font, different color. You would never know they're the same websites, right? Unless you opened them up potentially side by side, but our colors, our order is wildly different. So, but then this section is all the same, right? So we build these out for the GHL agency owners. So they have this tool, this asset that's going to literally make sales. And I don't know how to put an X on it, like a 10X, like a Grant Cardone, and make some arbitrary shit up, but it's significantly easier because now I'm demonstrating what they're missing out on without having to just use words. They're feeling it, they're touching it, they're experiencing it live. And then
and guys, just to put this in perspective, when I first started my agency and I didn't have high level, this is the exact same system, like literally that follow-up monster website that Rahul just showed. Rahul got on a call with me and said, dude, check this out. This is exactly what you're telling me you need.
That's right.
And I filled out that form and my phone blew up while I was on a sales call with Rahul. That is exactly how I learned about high level and was like, this is what I need.
Like,
Right.
and it's
So
fun. Like, it's fun because I like when I'm talking to a business owner, I'll just do cold approaches. I really don't care if it's cold, warm, sideways, or whatnot. But I'll be like, yo, I want to run something by you since you own a business. I'm like, check this out. I built this dope ass software. And if I'm talking to somebody a little bit wearing a suit, I probably won't talk in that more casual language. But if I see them wearing shorts and a t-shirt and they own a biz, I'll be a little bit more casual and match what I see. But anyways, I'll be like, yo, check this out. Like, this thing is magic. Just fill this sucker in. And they don't even know what I'm talking about sometimes because I haven't even done any kind of like pitch or anything or setup. And they fill it in, and then I can see their phone like while I'm talking to them, like ding, ding, ding. And I'm like, hey, dude, that's my software doing it. I'm like, check this out. My hands are up here. I'm communicating with you. So I'm like, imagine this. Like, I'm probably gonna get 15 to 20 leads. And no longer do I have to breathe down my salespeople's necks. Did you call it in 5 to 15 minutes? Did you do this? And be a sales fucking dictator. Now I can be like, dude, I don't even care because I already know they're being followed up. I already know they're getting well taken care of. And it's making my salespeople like less pressure, me not having to stomp their heads in every day. And now I know that I feel good as a business owner that my money's being put to good use. The money I invest in a lead gen is not being fucking wasted with just salespeople. I'm alleviating the pain of them having to do all this hard work on the front line because it's emotionally taxing and hard. Now I'm just making it warmer and warmer and warmer for them. So when they get to the customers, like, they're already teed up. They've already got my content. They've already experienced this thing. They've already seen it. They think they're having interpersonal conversations when it's just automated workflows and AI, right? So that's why it's just so much easier to just demonstrate it. But it's funny to me because they're like looking at the text, and I'm like, no, don't it, like, that's just me, dude. And I'm like, 5 emails, 5 voicemails, 5 text messages. And then when after a few minutes, because I know when it's done, I was like, now let's check it out. I'm like, let's go in order. See my first message, my second, my third. Now imagine if you had this right now off just the traffic you already have, not even investing a dime into ads. How much money do you think you could be making more above and beyond what you're already doing, using the same energy, using the same people, using everything all equal, all the same? And then they get excited and they start making up numbers. Oh man, if I had this and we can get that, then we'd probably double our business. I'm like, double your business? And then I just mirror the question back. Then they're going to say, oh my God, yeah, double our business. This would do that, this. Then they're starting to show ownership and they're future pacing themselves. And that's where I want to get them to go. And that's what this demo significantly does for me, because I can describe things really well, but I'm not that good where I'm a live demo, right? I use the prop. So I'm always like, look at this guy, this little thing, this little page, this little software. It's a little hinge and you got a big door. This little piece will swing it wide open for your business and your revenue potential. So that double your business, what do you think it would be like if I want to play with them a little bit and have some fun? I would just be like, what do you think the investment should or would be if you were able to double your business?
You're getting
And then
them
I
to tell
let
you your
them-
price?
Let them give me a price. And then I can challenge that
Exactly.
price. I'll be like, why do you think it's that? How'd you come up with that number? And then I can understand their perspective of thinking. So I know that I'm also thinking the same thing. So I don't make a mistake. Right. So if somebody says, oh, I would pay $1,000. I'm like, oh, you'd pay $1,000 because they just said 1,000. I'd say, oh, you'd pay $1,000 a month. Is that right? Because now I added the word month in. Now I need to validate. So now we're looking at 12 grand a year. Now, when I got a budget of $12,000, I have 2 options. Number one, I can do a bunch of custom work within that and keep the budget of 1,000 that they just said. I can press it up and say, like, I wish things were that low to double a business. Wouldn't that be nice? And I can do something like that. I'll say, well, you're not far off. I mean, you're talking about $12,000 a year to double your business. That's a no-brainer, don't you think? Well, this right here costs 18. Do you mind if I just walk you through why it's that and what it does? And if you want to implement in your business and you're serious about doubling your business, because you don't have to double your business, you can just do it the way you're doing it. But if you are committed and you do want to double it and you don't like what you're doing right now in terms of income and you have a competitive nature like I do, then we can have that conversation. Totally cool. Happy to help you.
Hey, Rahul,
Thanks, I'll be
let's pivot a little bit here now, because I think we've done a lot of
Okay.
a lot of really good monologuing and kind of flying off the cuff even with those sales calls, which were freaking awesome. Again, if you guys thought the live calls were cool, I just want you guys to let us know. Just drop them in the chat and let us know if you thought that was cool.
Okay.
And even more importantly, guys, I want you to drop again in the chat if you think you could go through your own phone book today and do what Rahul just did. I don't know about you, but that didn't sound hard, right? So I'm gonna
Well,
make a.
Well, I mean, it didn't sound hard because it isn't hard. That's the thing. The only
No,
thing
it's
that's
not.
telling you it's hard is the mindset. It's like it's fear that's holding anybody back. That's all it is. So the way, like, here's just a hack. And if you guys are as like I got a little bit aggressive in life just because I got competitive. That's really all it came down to, is competitive against myself. I want to be better every day at what I do. So I always put a line in the sand, and I have fear on the left, success on the right. And I tell myself, who are you going to be today? The little bitch that could, or are you just going to take what's yours? So I'm like, all right, obviously I can't take the fear. I got to go the success route. So then now my habits and patterns have to be in alignment with that word success. I have to earn that word, that title. So that's kind of the hack I play in my head. I'm always this or that, even with the gym. Don't go to the gym, go to the gym. You go to the gym, you'll hit your goals. Don't go to the gym, you go backwards in life and you become useless. So I go extreme. So I have to go with the positive outcome. So I improve myself. And that's just helpful for a guy like me with my demeanor and my mindset. But let me flow into these scripts because I'm going to give you guys these anyways. So yesterday we went over where you spend money. That's another warm area. Money flows script is what I called it. And it's this simple. And if I have a business owner, let's say a restaurant owner, and I'm eating, and I say, hey, bring the owner over. I'm like, hey, I can do some small talk if I want to. Be like, hey, fantastic food. This is wonderful. I love the place. I mean, I like a place like this that's so beautiful. I figured it'd be a lot more packed, but I didn't need to make a reservation. So I'm already hinting at where I'm going, right? So they're going to feel a little bit like, ouch, right? When I say something like that. But then here's the line. How come you don't text the people that come here to come more often? Bet you can double the customers coming in and then see what they say back. Because I'm leaning, like, if I said this to you in your business, what do you think my offer should be just off my question? If we were to do a quiz for you guys, you can drop that in the chat. What would I be offering them? What feature?
Database reactivation.
Bingo. And DBRs have a broad variety. It's not just about new customer acquisition. It could be refer a friend. That could be another way to do database reactivations. It could be get me an online review. It can be an appreciation activation. There's so many different, like, sky's the limit on what an activation could be. But yeah, everybody's correct on the DBR. Let me go back to the script. And this is how simple it is. So this is why I wrote it this way. It's just to keep it so it's repeatable by anybody without having to go through countless hours of sales training. Starbucks script. Starbucks guy was there this morning. Smile first to the person. And if it's somebody you're just sitting next to, whatever, how's your day? They'll say, great. Got a busy one? Cool. What do you do? Oh, and if they say I own this plumbing business, or if they say I'm an employee, oh, awesome. That sounds cool. And I get out of the call if it's not a business owner. I'll say, have a wonderful day. Great to meet you. And if it's a business owner, I'll be like, oh, that's exciting. How long have you owned a business? And they'll tell me 10 years, 15 years. And then I go pivot right into this. So I got to ask, I work with a lot of businesses and set up like their AI and I focus on like mostly like the top line revenue, because everybody wants more money, right? In their business. They want to work less, make more. I get it. But I help people like that make more money with small tech tweaks. So my question is, like, what do you use specifically for like missed call text backs or database reactivations? Then I'm intentionally wanting them to not know what that tech terms means, even though it's basic. But marketers know it, because I want them to be like, what do you mean? Then it allows me to go into the explanation because I prompted them to ask me. Now I've been given permission to lay it all out for them rather than ramble my words down their throat. So I'm using a little bit of confusion here. So I get that intentional question back. Does that make sense to everybody? Just give me a yes in the chat if it does. And I guess because I want to get them talking. I want them to ask me. They're going to be actively paying attention to the words coming out of my mouth more so than not. Door to door, like if I walked into, I don't know, give me an Italian deli or something like that, and I'd never been there. I just walk up, cool. Like I guess I missed something in here. I'd have to ask who the owner is, or maybe just talk to anybody and then pivot that later. But anyways, I'll be like, yo, cool spot. First time here for me. Hey, I got a question for you. You mind if I run an idea by you? Okay, so I help a lot of local businesses in and around the neighborhood. And I haven't been to this one yet, so I'm glad to meet you. But that work, everybody's working so hard. I mean, the hours are crazy. I went to the other one, it was open 8 to like 9 p.m. Like, damn, owners there all day. So people like that, I know that we're the underdog. So I want to help people like that were working too hard to make more sales without really using money. Because I know Facebook ads, Zuckerberg gets rich, right? And Google, clicks are too expensive. Do you mind if I just show you what I got cooking and give you this little demo? It'll take like 5 minutes. I'll pause there for a sec.
Pause for effect.
Yeah. So what do you guys think so far? Do you guys think you can do that? You think it could be simple? You think you can do that 100 times in a day, 100 times in a week? Well, the number is yours. I'm a number 100 guy because that's what I was conditioned to do when I worked for other people. So I had the stick and the carrot beat on me and the carrot in front of me to keep me going as a sales rep for somebody else, which was fantastic. It created the discipline, but now it's a little bit harder working from home. So we just have to be able to kind of like manage our time so we can just like do the things. And if you do it, I promise you, it just gets easier every single time. It's just like any other skill. Like you guys as babies learned English and talk, right? You can say words, you have a bigger vocabulary. It's just a learned behavior. That's all. The more you use it, the more powerful you become as a human, not just your income. Let me give you a couple more. And tell me which one's your favorite one so far, and which one. Actually, two things when I finish. Just say which ones do you like the most, and which one are you more inclined to do based on your own demeanor and personality. Okay. Okay, so door to door, then the research call. The research call is just basically getting their opinion. I did this one yesterday with you guys. So I'll kind of just read through it. You guys obviously see the words on the screen, but add some curiosity to it because I'm going to be reading. I'm going to space it out so my brain doesn't screw anything up here. Hey, Adam, what's going on, man? It's just Rahul. Hey, so anyways, I live nearby your office and I just wanted to run something by you. I built out this AI system. This just automates like everything you're already getting, like your Google traffic, your Facebook, whatever you do for advertising, even the paper mail stuff, right? Automates leads and appointments and such. And I wanted to get some feedback from businesses right here in my backyard that I can significantly help and people who are built to last, like infinite mindsets, right? So it's totally free. I don't want to alarm you, so no credit card. I'm not going to ask for anything. And fingers crossed, everyone who has implemented this has increased top line revenue. Would it be cool if I maybe take like 5 or 10 minutes for you to check this thing out?
And for those of you guys that are in the VIP, this is exactly what we just dropped with the Core 4 AI V3. So this is literally a form that you send to that person at some point where they enter their business name, a little bit about their business, and then boom, the AI is going to engage with them and try to book an appointment. Right. So this is as simple as that. Like Rahul was just talking about with the demo text that just blasts their phone for 5 minutes. There's another, hey, I built this AI tool and I'd love to get your feedback on it. Go do me a favor and just go fill this form out real quick. That's all they got to do. And now they're engaging with their own AI for their business, right? That's why we built it that way.
Yeah, so I'll, like I want to just get everybody's participation, all 62 people. Obviously, I'm not going to participate on this one, but which one do you think is most useful for your personality type that you're willing to utilize? Because these are all going to people. This isn't cold calling. This isn't cold approaching. We're going to eliminate that cold mindset. This is just helping a business that needs our help because we have an amazing product to offer them.
Got a lot of research calls. One accidentally privately DM'd me, but yeah, research call, all are good. Research call.
Okay, cool.
Everybody likes the research call.
And then just know that like as I was reading that last one and it was on screen, I pivoted and added some words, some description to it. So it's a framework. You can modify it on the fly in real time. You can write verbatim, word by word by word, how you want to say it, and then say it out loud maybe 5 or 10 times, just basic practice, and just say it to yourself out loud or hop on your phone and stare at yourself and record it, and then listen to your face, listen to your audio, and then look at your visual if you're doing Zooms, just so you know your presentation ability in just a matter of minutes. It's very quick to do this stuff. And and then of course pivot and modify and make it your own as you kind of get more sophisticated along the way, along the journey. But that's all I got for you guys today. I mean, I hope you guys liked the process. It does take like a lot. It takes like mental capacity, tenacity, and a lot of mentorship and training. That's the only way we got where we got, was just constantly putting back as much as we can appetize back into the business, because I want to, I don't know if we're going to ever sell our business. Adam may sell his, but I don't mind dying with this business because it just pumps cash flow. Hopefully there'll be a legacy person underneath me, but yeah, this thing is just once you're in the game long enough, like you make so much money, and then you enjoy the fruits of the labor. Because I didn't want to, like, my parents, they're old school, they're a generation before me, and you guys may have parents the same way, but they didn't start vacationing until like their late 60s. And I'm like, what a god awful way to fucking vacation when you're old and wrinkly. I want to be fucking skinny and no shirt on with a six pack somewhere, having a fucking beer on a Tuesday. Right. So that's why I want my lifestyle to be what I choose it to be, not feel like I'm in a jail cell that I created. Awesome. All right. So anyways, the demo that I described, somebody asked like, what is the thing that you use for restaurants? I use this same demo that Adam uses, that I use, that probably like 100 other people have got from us and Adam. And you can use it for any business because it's all plug and play. It integrates the core four, the missed call text backs, the database reactivations, the online reviews, the chat widget. So it's already pre-integrated with everything. And then
Yeah,
we go
and the other
like
element too
freaking
is
crazy.
like I was just saying with the Core 4 V3 that we just created, like that's the easiest AI demo you're gonna see, right? So it's just a very simple 4 questions, and all of a sudden they've got a real AI engaging with them as if it's their business, right? So make it super, super simple to operate that.
Cool. I'll for when we go to the VIP, I'll make some of the extra calls because if you guys want when we get there, or we can just do an AMA, whatever you guys want, because I know we have till what, one more, like 38 more minutes for VIP.
Yeah, we do. So
Okay,
I want to put this out here, guys. I made a literally on the call because everybody said that the calling and the prospecting, the way that Rahul showed you to do it in your phone book, everybody said they could do it, right? So just like yesterday, I'm going to give you guys some homework. I've made this really easy document. And by the way, guys, when you start hiring a sales team, you can literally just implement this. I just posted the doc inside the Zoom chat. I'll also post it on Facebook. But it's really, really simple. Prospecting your phone book homework, right? How many calls did you make? How many answered the phone? How many appointments did you book? And how many referrals did you get from those calls? Right? So obviously do this tonight. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you guys that your homework, I know that this is a holiday weekend in the US, it's not in Canada. But your homework is going to be to deliver this to me by Tuesday and tell me exactly what you did. And for those of you, I'm going to make this a very, very, very limited thing. For those of you that actually submit this, and I'm going to work on the honor system here because you could go and type whatever fucking numbers you want in there. This is an honor system thing. If you guys submit that to us, then Rahul and I'm putting you on the spot, Rahul and I are going to do a bonus day for everybody who submits both the 10-10-10 framework and makes some phone calls and delivers that to me. So I've already got the 10-10-10 list over here. It's a small one. So this could end up being a real intimate call where you guys can really pick Rahul's brain on a sales bonus call. But that's your homework. You need to deliver that document to me by Tuesday with the number of dials you made, the number of calls that got answered, the number of appointments that you managed to book, and the number of referrals that you got from your own phone book. Okay. Everybody that was on this call said that that looked pretty easy, that I could do it. Right. And so again, we're not here to entertain you. We're here to push you a little bit further than you are getting pushed by yourself. Right. Which I also want to dovetail onto what Rahul said. none of what Rahul's been able to accomplish, none of what we've been able to accomplish would have been possible without a support network, without a system of people and a group of people that have been able to drag you through the mud. And you guys have all heard me say this before if you've been on any one of our calls. Literally, I can tell you that the only reason that I have had the success that I have had with the high level platform was because I got involved in a group, Cody and Rahul's group, that literally dragged me through the mud. They told me what I was doing wrong. They told me how to do it right. And the only reason that I was able to succeed was because they effectively pulled me through the mud and made me do it. Without that support system, I would not be able to do what I'm doing right now. I wouldn't have the experience that I have right now. I wouldn't have the skill sets that I have right now. And so having a group of people around you and somebody who's been there, done that, and knows it better than you is the only thing that's going to get you through it. Because as we all know, online entrepreneurship just in general is a very lonely island, right? One's in the chat if you feel that. Like, without a community, I would be driving myself insane trying to build this online business. So I know some of you guys are already in the GHL Mastery group, and I would like to extend an invite to those of you that want to grow and scale and learn how to leverage this system at a completely different level. Also, guys, I'll just say this, that the bonus call that we're going to do with Rahul will also be open and available to VIP members. And so I want to extend that invite to you guys to join a group of people who have been there, done that, are growing alongside you, that can actually pull you through the mud. So I'm going to get Noman to drop a link. Noman, just drop the VIP link for now. And then we can talk about Platinum. And if you guys are interested in learning a little bit more about what we do, just put a fire emoji in the chat so we can find you really, really easily. And then I'll have somebody from our team reach out and make sure that you get all the information that you need about GHL Mastery. There's already a couple of you guys that have joined already today that are going to get on the after party call right now. So does anybody, let me ask you this. Does anybody in this room right now not know what we do? I want you to put a 1 in the chat if you don't know what we do. Okay, everybody knows what we do. Good. That's exactly what we want. So you guys know what we do. We turn you in from a subpar high level hack into a GHL master. That is literally the only thing that we do. You're going to learn things that you probably never even thought were possible. And one of my favorite things, keep in mind, Cody and Rahul, their relationship number with high levels like 100 and something. Like they were day one users. And just probably about a year ago, Rahul calls me up and he goes, "Hey, Adam, I've got this idea, but I don't think it's possible." And do you remember this, Rahul?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't think it's possible. I think we've got to do X, Y, and Z thing with this third-party software, a Google Sheet. I said, "Give me an hour." Called him back and I showed him exactly what he wanted within an hour within the platform. And that's coming from a guy who's been using the platform way longer than I have. Right. And it's you don't know what you don't know. So I'm gonna actually pick on somebody, maybe 1 or 2 people. Raf, you've been in the GHL Mastery group the longest. Do you mind coming off of mute and just kind of sharing your overall experience? Raf came in at our baseline price. Then Raf upgraded because he saw the benefit in getting more hands-on white label help. And so Raf, if you don't mind sharing a little bit of your experience within the GHL Mastery group.
Yeah, with pleasure. It was actually I got onto that $47 run. You guys did like a trial thing ages ago, and I got in, and I remember talking to Rahul, DMing Rahul and saying, "I'm just about to close my first client. If I do it, I will join." And sure enough, I did, and I joined, and man, that was the best thing I did. Because I like you said, when you're on your own, I've attempted online things, like little entrepreneurial journeys on my own, and you get bogged down on your own thoughts and stuff. So having you guys to fall back on all the time, it's great. It's just and to this day, I'm like Brandon knows my systems better than I do. So
Let me ask you a question, if you don't mind. Is that cool with you?
yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Like let's just say like you didn't join Adam and Brendan and you did it the way you were doing it before. What would have happened then?
Just the confidence, you know. Nowadays, I go to calls and I basically go. I followed sort of the script that we've been sort of taught by the guys, like to just listen by you guys, but by listen and understand what they really need, and then that confidence of going, okay, I can actually do this when I don't really know how to do it, but then I can go and fall back on these guys and go, yeah, now we got to sort it out, and I'm still sorting it out. Like there's a couple of clients with a couple of projects where we're still trying to figure out how to do it, but the confidence is there, and they now have confidence in me that I can do a lot of what they think. But it's funny, like you go and talk to people, you offer them a little thing, you deliver that, and then next thing you know, they're wanting this, and this, and that, and you're like, fuck, I should charge those people more. But and that's where I'm at. I need to join you guys on the GSD now to figure out how I can scale my, because that's a question I was going to bring in the VIP as well. Like,
Sure.
you know,
Absolutely.
I'm on that place where I need to hire someone to help.
Absolutely.
No,
Awesome. No, I appreciate the share. And I mean, it's just an inspiration to not just us, but to everybody else, knowing the outcomes that are all truly infinitely possible for anybody. And
yeah.
thanks for committing to that.
Yeah, no, you guys do an amazing job, man.
Appreciate that.
Right on. The reality is you don't know what you don't know, and the high level platform is an absolute monster of a platform that literally, like, I truly believe this is that if you cannot do it in high level, then a business probably doesn't need it. And for the custom things that businesses need in high level, you know, you should be able to charge a premium for what we can actually deliver. In order to charge that premium, you need to know how to deliver it. And if you're not sure, just like Raph said, he's like, there's things that he knows that we've built for his customers that he doesn't even fully understand, but he knows that he's been able to provide a solution because he has us in his back pocket, right? If we want to teach you how to think, we want to teach you how to master the platform so that you can sell more than just reputation management and database reactivations, right? So I'll get Noman just recently dropped the link again. With that being said, guys, I want to leave enough time for the VIP after party before I've got to run to go get my kids, as I always do. So we are going to end this one right now. For those of you guys that join, if you join right now on the VIP link, I want you to shoot me a DM right away so that we can get you into the after party with Rahul. And that's also going to get you access to the bonus day. Obviously, we still want you to do your homework because that's what's going to push you across the line. So, and for the rest of you guys, if you want that document that Rahul was just sharing, again, take a picture of all of us here on the live, and I want you to post inside the GHL Mastery Group your biggest takeaways, and then we will reach out to you and get you the document. And then again, homework is due by Tuesday. Yep, back in high school again. Homework is due by Tuesday, and if you guys get that homework done, we'll deliver the doc and get you the bonus day access that we're going to do with Rahul. So with that being said, guys, thanks so much for the last 2 days. I really, really hope that this kind of encouraged you and pushed you to do a little bit more than you were doing before, and gave you a little bit more confidence that, you know, it's probably not as hard and not as scary as you're making it out to be. And so if that's the case, obviously we'd love to hear about it. So thank you guys all. We're going to close this meeting out. VIP members, get into the VIP private chat and private group. I'm going to drop the new link in there, and we will see you guys on the other side. Peace out.
I had a quick question, Adam. Didn't
Yeah.
you have to do a task where if we take a picture and post it and tag you, that we get a link to a document too after this meeting?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. So the document that Rahul was sharing, if you take a picture, post it in the GHL Mastery free group, the one that this is live streaming in right now. But I also want you to add what is one of the biggest things that you learned and that you took away from this. And then if you do that, we'll send you over the documents.
Okay.
All right.
You. Have a blessed day.
All right,
then.
everybody. We'll talk to you all soon. VIPs, we'll see you in the other room.